Are you the kind of person who, when he sees a buffet, he goes,
"Hey, इतना सारा खाना मेरे लिए."
Are you the kind of person who can't cross a golgappe wala without saying,
चल पानी पूरी लगा. चलना पानी पूरी लगा ना.
And are you the person who keeps wondering why you gain weight so easily? Well, an important area to look at is your diet. What food do you keep consuming throughout the day?
आप तो जानते हैं कि मैं डाइटिंग कर रही हूँ.
Many people believe that the villain in our diets is fat. Hence the abundance of so many low-fat products in the market. And the masses, they just keep buying them up, willing to pay a premium price for a low-fat product. Fat is of many types. We have trans fat, which is very, very bad. The longer you cook an item in oil, and that too bad oil, well, that's how trans fat forms. The second type of fat is unsaturated fat, which is the fat found in fish, flax seeds, eggs, olive oil, milk, nuts. And this fat is very, very beneficial for us. The third kind of fat is called saturated fat, and this is the most controversial one. Most of the people believe that saturated fat leads to heart disease. But the truth is that there is no research evidence till now which correlates consumption of saturated fat with heart disease. You see, this trend that we should be eating low-fat products, it's a modern myth, just like Achadin. And the proliferation of so many low-fat products by the food industry is actually the best example of how marketing can be used to fool people. So, if fat is not the villain in our diets, then who is the real villain? The ideal food is one which will give you very less calories even if you eat a large amount of it, and it will also digest slowly in your body so that your stomach feels full for a longer period of time and you do not get hungry again, so you do not overeat. An example of this kind of food would be vegetables. On the other extreme, when man takes the sugar which is present in nature, he takes it to his factory, he processes and refines the hell out of it, removes all the nutrients, all the fiber, and gives you hardcore sugar. And when you eat such a sugary meal, the results are exactly the opposite. For a very small amount of the food, you get a large number of calories. The more sugary the food, the sooner it will be digested in your body. And the more quickly it gets digested in your body, you will feel hungry again, and so you end up overeating. There are claims made that sugar is more addictive than cocaine. And it is a fact that the same areas of the brain which get stimulated by cocaine are the ones which get stimulated when we consume sugar. They say that you have sugar cravings. The truth is that you have sugar addictions. I mean, ask yourself, how many times have you been able to restrict yourself to just one candy?
Excuse me, sir. Chocolates, please.
Free है?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
बाद में और लाइएगा.
The food industry spends billions of dollars in R&D. As an example, here is a paragraph from PepsiCo's annual report, which shows that it spent $3.5 billion on R&D in 5 years. Now, what do you think they spend this on? A large portion of it is spent on making their products as addictive as possible. Right from the color of the product, to how it smells, to what sound it makes in your mouth. Every effort is made to hit the consumers across all senses. A lot of effort is also spent on finding the bliss point for the food products. A bliss point is the point where the product becomes most tasty. It is that perfect mix of ingredients where your brain will respond most positively to the food and you will crave it more and more. It is the point where the product has the maximum chance of being addictive.
Lace potato chips. Bet you can't eat just one.
And this bliss point almost always includes a lot of sugar in the product. Because remember this, when you remove fat from a product, it tastes like crap. And so in order to make it more tasty and more appealing to the customer, sugar is added to it. Lots of sugar. Now some of you might be thinking, I don't believe this shit. The only sugar I consume during the day is when I add it to my tea or my coffee, or when I eat desserts. I don't consume sugar otherwise. Okay. Well then let's look at some day-to-day items. White bread. Everybody has eaten white bread, right? I mean, let's have a look at the ingredients. Oh, surprise, surprise. There seems to be some sugar in here. Hey, but you know what? I have heard that brown bread is actually better than white bread. That's what I've heard. And I'm sure you have too. I'm pretty sure there wouldn't be sugar in brown bread. Look what we found. It's freaking sugar again. Chips. I mean, they're chips. Come on, man. No one can eat just one. And it's a salty snack, right? I don't expect sugar to be present in this for sure. Oh, guess what? Wrong again, Bob. I can go on and show you hundreds of these products which have sugar hiding in them in plain sight. And we just keep consuming such items throughout the day. Biscuits, namkeen, pastas, and of course, the granddaddy of all, the biggest food scam ever invented by man. WHO, the World Health Organization, it says that the recommended intake of sugar for an adult is 6 to 9 teaspoons, which is roughly 25 to 38 grams of sugar. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's the recommended intake, 25 to 38 grams of sugar. So now cola, everyone drinks it. How much sugar could it possibly have, right? I mean, it would be 5 to 6 grams max, right? Wrong! A 600 ml bottle of Coke that you buy for 35 bucks has 66 grams of sugar. 66 fucking grams. That's more than 2 times the recommended daily intake in just one product. The reason I call it the biggest scam in the food business is because it is a crappy product which is harmful in the long run. It has been made addictive by adding tons of sugar. And then these companies have hired some of the most creative minds on this planet and done some brilliant marketing to sell it to the masses. I mean, the masses look at Shah Rukh Khan and they say, hey, Shah Rukh Khan drinks it, then this must be cool. This is the right choice, baby.
This is a small one, and there are big ones here too. You go to the cinema and you get a jug of Coke like this. Do you think people have any idea how much sugar's in it?
And maybe they don't. And I think one of the things we need to do...
Look at this. 23 sachets of sugar in that single container. The equivalent thereof. Now, that is a staggering amount of sugar, isn't it?
That is why we're very focused.
Classic. Look at this one here. There's 44 packets of sugar in this one. 44!
Indeed there are.
And in order to remain one step ahead of the consumers, the food industry also uses multiple aliases of sugar. So for example, in the ingredients list, rather than sugar, they will write names like barley malt, cane juice, caramel, and on and on and on. They are just different names of sugar. So will these companies suddenly change the business strategy and decide that, hey, we have played a role in spreading this problem of obesity and so we should stop making these products now? Will they stop adding sugar to processed food made in the factory? Well, of course not. And will you stop buying products like Coke or Pepsi? Well, probably not. You see, you cannot change the game that is being played. But as a consumer, it is important for you to be aware of the game that is being played. Most of the people have no clue that they are being taken for a ride by the food industry. I will repeat what I said earlier. Sugar itself is not the problem. It is the excess amount of sugar that we nowadays consume in our diets which is one of the main reasons why you get fat easily. And of course, as complementary items, you get diabetes as well as heart disease on the house. So the next time you are at a party and your friends give you a glass of that sugary cola,
पियो ना
अरे पियो
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 ना हाँ
अबे अंदर ले अबे ले अंदर अबे ले तो ये लगाओ सर पे अबे लेता नहीं तो लगा बम पे